I think progress is being made, but slowly being made. And one of the things I think about is, and you all have mentioned this, is that the more you can do to close that gap, the better it is not only for the individual but for the families, and frankly it's better for the economy and better for all the citizens of Wyoming. And I also think about separate but certainly related is the self-sufficiency. Is what do you need to make in Wyoming to be self-sufficient for yourself and for your family? I think about that, first on how it impacts the individual and their family, but I also think about it in terms of state resources, right? The better we can do in that department where people are not needing government services, the better it is for everybody. And what are we paying now as government to help out versus what we wouldn't have to pay if we have self-sufficiency? And I don't know what that number is. It's difficult to calculate, but those are the reasons we need to continue this work. And like I said, I would like to announce today that we've solved this problem. In my term, we've not. I do think we have made progress on it, but more progress obviously needs to be done at the national level and certainly in the state of Wyoming. So I applaud all of your efforts, and I know that you will continue this work for the years to come. And as you said, hopefully not too many years, but at least another year or two, I predict will be needed, and more than that. So it's most appreciated. So thank you very much, and thank you for attending the proclamation, but more importantly, the work that you do. I'm excited about what you're talking about. As you know, we have Endow, and then we have Endow Engage, which is for a young group, and I was thinking about their ability, their need and their ability to negotiate for those wages. It'll be something they'll need to be thinking about as they move forward as well. So, thank you. Okay, Governor's Proclamation. Whereas more than 50 years after the passage of the Equal Pay Act of 1963 and Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, women continue to earn less than their male counterparts. And whereas according to statistics from the U.S. Census Bureau, the average American woman earned 80% of what the average American man earned in 2017. On average, women employed full-time in the United States lose a combined total of nearly $900 billion every year due to the wage gap. And I'm inserting parenthetically here, you mentioned about industries, and sometimes we explain the pay gap in Wyoming because of the type of industries we have, which is part of it, but it does not explain it. I mean, you can take that out and still there's a pay gap issue in Wyoming. It's not just we're oil, gas, and coal and ag. Even if you solved all that, there's still a pay gap. So that's a point I wanted to make. And now I'm back to the whereases. Close paren. Whereas a 2016 research study by Catherine Conley, professor at the University of Wyoming, and the Wyoming Women's Foundation reported the wage gap for Wyoming women was 69% in 2014 and resulted in a total loss of $1.3 billion to Wyoming women who work full-time. And whereas according to data from the U.S. Department of Labor, the gender earnings ratio, women's earning as a percentage of men's, for full-time year-round workers improved from 60.2% in 1980 to 79.6% in 2015. And whereas National Equal Pay Day on April 10th recognizes the point-in-time average wages for American women catch up to wages earned by men in the previous year, Wyoming's Equal Pay Day in June trails the National Equal Pay Day. The wage gap is closing, but not quickly enough. The Equal Pay Day will continue to change as the gap narrows. And whereas fair pay for everyone enhances the economy, helps family, improves financial security, and lessens pressure on retirement, and whereas Wyoming can do more to promote awareness of the value of the work typically done by women and advocate for wages comparable to national markets. Now therefore, I, Matthew H. Mead, Governor of the State of Wyoming, do hereby proclaim June 28, 2018 as Equal Pay Day in Wyoming. Thank you very much for your work. Appreciate it.